Hello, everyone. Happy snowy Sunday.
Yes,
Here-
hello. Happy Sunday.
yes. Okay. And today, Married to Medicine comes back.
Right. I noticed that when I was scrolling on Instagram. I felt like it came up so quick. So, okay,
Right.
cheers to
Oh,
that for Married to
yes.
Medicine coming back.
I'm so happy to see what's going to go on. Like
Yeah, I'm
you said,
ready to get some new little flavor because I'm not sure. Potomac is sailing on along, but you know what I mean. It's kind of like let's see what we got. Let's see what.
yeah, like it should be some other things going on to help it. But yeah, we're going to talk about Bell Collective first, so we can get them on out the way, and we get into this thing called Love and Marriage Huntsville, girl.
Right. Both Carlos King productions.
You ain't
Okay.
lying. We
So
kingdom reigning over here today.
let's start with Bell Collective. What are we going to rate the season for Bell Collective? What are we rating the season?
A 5.
A
I feel like it
five.
was. I think it was too short.
I feel like it was too short, and I feel like there is no real storyline going on. So I think I'm gonna agree with you and give it about a 5.
Yeah, I mean, this is not like like Heart and Hustle used to. It was their first season, so we kind of trying to know the girls, and they
Mhm.
don't know if they're going to get picked up. This is a show that's already on OWN. It
Mhm.
should at least been, I don't know, it seems like we should have got at least 4 or 5 more episodes.
Yeah.
Because this reunion didn't do nothing.
The reunion, in my opinion, was a clear indication of the season, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, you can wrap it up real quick, nice with a bow, because not much took place during the season. Um, and so I agree. It's just kind of like this show has been on. We're talking season 6, you so called. And so what are we doing? Yeah, what are we doing, Bell Collective? The
So
Bell. I don't know what they need to do, but this season wasn't really it.
no. So how long usually is the season? I never really watched it all
I
either.
really can't tell when it comes to the own shows because of that break. And I feel like that's where the season 6 has come from. Because somehow, I don't know how many episodes have to be, in a season. But I would say, I feel like, and it's different from Married to Medicine. Let me see if I can pull it up over here on this and see what they got on Philo. I'm used to Bravo. I would say Bravo gives us about 17 to 20 something, 22, depending on the show. Let me see. Bell Collective. Okay, so season 1 had 11 episodes, and that includes the reunion.
Mm.
Let's see, season 2, same 11. So he's looking at about averaging about 10. It looks like I'm gonna go to the last season. Okay, and it's 8. So you was right to say that, because, and that's what I was saying about the seasons. When I say he somehow they got season 6 and it really hasn't been on for 6 years,
Yeah.
but it must be those breaks in between that I'm kind of speaking about. Like it seemed like the breaks be so long. And then they come back. I'm not realizing that's a new season, I guess.
Yeah.
But yeah, so it looks like they averaging about 10. And I believe I'm gonna just check. I'm gonna check Love and Marriage, because I feel like they get a little more. So far we have at least up to 13 scheduled out. Let me see what their season 1 started, and that was 21 episodes.
he just do it whatever. We just gonna do whatever. We're gonna give this one 21, give this 2. It's just because I just felt like it didn't come full circle.
At
Uh,
all.
we went on this trip to the Gulf Port, Missouri. I mean, excuse me, Mississippi,
Mm-hmm.
and basically they came back and did a vow renewal.
Well, oh yeah, they did get through it because that's what I'm gonna say. Did they even get through it? Because
Yes,
she wasn't even trying to do it, and who could blame her?
exactly. He had her people to try to set it up. It was just,
A mess.
it really was. So therefore, going to this reunion, and we're seeing. I thought all the ladies looked nice. I thought they all looked
Yeah,
nice.
I think all the ladies look
Oh,
good.
they look very nice. I think I liked Marie's face the best. I thought her makeup was on very nice. I liked their outfits too. I thought Leticia's outfit was nice. I just didn't like the split being so high.
Mm-hmm.
It's probably a good dress to stand in, but to sit in, you need one of the little church covers you put up when
Mm-hmm.
you're at church,
Mm-hmm.
because it was just like, okay, it's busting open. But I thought she really looked nice too. The women, they all look nice. I didn't get the color scheme though. I said, okay, it's blue. Then we got silver. Then where did peach come in?
They seemed like they was on their own thing. I think I just give them props for coming to the reunion and stepping their game up.
Um,
Sometimes we see where the budget may call for something a little different, and I'm glad that they just kind of bring it.
Yeah, I thought they looked very sophisticated ratchet.
Hmm.
They
Hmm.
looked good. And I would, if I was Tambra, I would take offense to Carrie calling us ratchet up here. I don't care if we said, like, we can talk about our parents, our brothers and sisters, but you can't.
Hmm.
So,
Hmm.
and then to see that the girls from Jackson, when they get it together, they got it together, and she's the only one kind of with the flaws and all.
That's true.
Her hair ain't always, together.
That's true.
And them girls, they pull it together.
They
I
had,
mean,
yeah, yeah. I
they
mean, yes.
they pull it together. They're,
Hmm.
So I thought, yeah, well, whatever. What do you think about Letitia talk about the girl code, and that Latrice is rejoicing in her pain.
I feel like this is the only storyline that's been happening all season, and of course we have discussed it. But I don't know if it is Latrice's age, but I do think she handled the situation incorrectly. While I can understand where both are coming from in the sense of not being a person who wants to go and tell somebody, well, I heard this about your husband, because nobody wants to be in that position, like,
Yeah,
and especially, they've had problems and things like that. However, because of the closeness, of the proximity of, said person, it just felt like she handled it incorrectly. Even when it came down to the questions at the house and her not knowing whether she knew or not, it's kind of semantics at that point, because you've discussed this on camera around these other people. So even if it's not you, you know that somebody is going to orchestrate this coming out. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So yeah, she handled it all wrong. Um, and I agree with Leticia. I agree. Yeah, she does it. And I don't know if it's because her age. Maybe these girls don't know about a girl code. Maybe they don't subscribe to a girl code.
So she says that she doesn't feel safe with the bells. And Tamara says she feels like how I felt a couple of years ago.
I think it's different. Tambra, good try, but it's different.
Mm-hmm. So what
I
happened a
feel
couple
like
years
with
ago?
Tambra's situation, they were just trying to get her to show up and do something. She's
Okay.
like the Tony Braxton of Bill
Okay.
Collective.
Okay.
And so they just was really, yeah, somebody might have got into the DMs or whatever, but I felt like that was just them really trying to get her to show up and do something.
Mm-hmm.
And use that as the way to get her to do it. But for me, what happened with Leticia in this situation, it feels like an attack to me. It looks that way.
And they still, when I just watched the end of it, I don't think they even still said who, they just said she didn't know about the questions. So it sounds like what the producers put the questions in there.
Well, that's what I mean. Like even if you're trying in a roundabout way, to say, well, it's somebody else's fault,
Mm-hmm.
the fact that anybody else would have the information really is all your fault. You know what I
Yeah.
mean?
Mm-hmm. So
And
yeah.
so, yeah, like that's what I mean. That's just semantics, whether you knew or not. It happened at your house. This is your hairdresser. You had the information before it even happened at your house.
So I wonder why they did not invite Amanda to the reunion.
For what? I don't know that there needs to be. Like even with the information she gave, nobody learned a damn thing. The only thing you are hell bent on proving is that Glendale is a cheater, and we already knew that.
Yeah, it did. Okay, because when he read those DMs, there was no there in those sets. I don't know if it
Well,
was the
that's
other
what I
set.
mean. Like
Mm-hmm.
I don't know we didn't learn a damn thing.
No, we did not. He's just like Drew in that cassette player.
That's right.
He said
We
we
didn't
didn't learn
learn
a
shit.
damn thing.
Um, and so there was no need to have her come to the reunion. Like, what else was she gonna say? And that's what I mean. It does feel like it's an attack on her marriage because, again, you're proving, I guess, is that he flirts and maybe cheats on his wife. Well, she's already dealt with him cheating. You know what I mean? Like, I don't know that there has to be something that you have to keep bringing out and putting in front of a person's face,
Yes.
in order to do that.
Girl, like Tisha said, it's 2025. Shit ain't funny.
Right.
Girl, I just got done finished watching the Love and Marriage too.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, so then we have what BBL Marie, her and Cedric are wearing rings. She said she don't need no contract, and he said, he needs to be her king, and that she got to submit to him. And she said she can't be disrespected because how can I submit if I'm disrespected? So all that little back and forth. What do you think about that?
I mean, listen, more power to him. That's all I got. Like I said, it seemed like that for the reunion, like just wrap it up in a bow. Even with their storyline, like okay, whatever, you know what I mean? Like I don't know what to say because you're not really being forthcoming about what the problem was outside of he was stepping out. We got that right, but
Mhm.
so we don't know what you're not sharing with us what you fixed and what's changed for
Yeah.
us to see it. You're just presenting us with something. And so, okay, girl, what they say, if you like it, I love
I
it.
love it. I know that's right. So, also Letitia says, hey, she let us know when she left Glenn for the first time, she had $4 and some change. And Tamara lets us know that, hey, really, we ain't talking about no wedding plans until we get this finance together. And she said the man ain't broke, but he don't handle the money right. Also, we got Selena and Mike. It's iffy, but the wedding is set for April the 4th. I'm like, is it 2026 or 2025?
Girl, who knows?
And then, so let's get it all together. They had, let's see here. That's about it, too, basically. That's it. Letitia said she knows she got a big back, but she can't carry all of them.
That's the truth. No, I mean, listen. Drop down in the comments and tell us if y'all want to see Selena back. It's a no for me.
Mm-hmm.
I don't. I don't know what date her wedding is. I'm not sure if she got married or if she is. We waiting on April to come and
Mhm.
see if she get married then. Peace to her, and I don't want to see her anymore. I don't feel like she brought anything that, like, I don't care if she got
Yeah.
married or not. Good luck to
Mhm.
her and that man.
Yeah. Yeah, because they didn't have much to say at the reunion either. What about
Mm-mm.
Carrie? Do you want to see her back?
Um, hmm, not really. I guess she could just because maybe I don't know, just because, but not really. Yeah, not really.
Yeah, I would. One thing I would say about Selena, to me, is obvious. She does not fit in that group of girls. To me,
Hmm.
you know, I don't see any businesses that make. I don't see any businesses that she owns. And I thought this was supposed to be, about Black entrepreneur women, going doing things. And I'm like, what is she doing? So I don't know. It just don't seem like she's there. Maybe she get a business or something, but I don't see what's exceptional about her.
No, I don't either.
Mhm.
That's what I mean. The story is not
Mhm.
giving me anything to look forward to. Um, yeah, I'm okay without her.
Yeah.
Hmm. And that's kind of why the season was just really flat for me.
Yeah.
Spending all the time, on Leticia's husband, it just felt like low hanging fruit.
Yeah.
Um, I do think Latrice was somehow being malicious about it. Um, Even if she didn't start off that way,
Yeah.
it just feels like it just feels like it was.
Yeah. She said, I don't owe her nothing. She said she could argue with her husband. So I don't owe her an apology. I don't owe her nothing.
That's what she said, but I think that
Yes.
she's wrong.
Okay. Yeah, I think so too. So we can wrap that up. That was Bell Collective. Bye bye. And hopefully you have a better season next year.
Well, we'll see. We'll see. I think Carlos is really struggling with these shows. Hey, honey, how you doing, cuz? Thanks for your heart, me. I think he's really struggling with these shows, and I don't know what it has to do with if it can't be the casting. I don't know. I don't know. I feel like as we get into Love and Mirror Huntsville, this second half, I feel like they could throw the whole damn thing away. Honestly.
You're not the first person I heard to say that. It parts of it got hard for it to hold my attention.
Mm-hmm.
Say that. But so we're gonna just talk, and I do got notes for it, for each one. But basically, if you want to, we can just go down each person and kind of get a feel what we think their storyline is going to be. Because I'm done with Destiny ass.
Well, okay. So since you're bringing up Destiny, so
Yeah.
we are going over to Love and Mirror Huntsville, and we're going to go ahead and get caught up on the second half of season 10. Right? Is that
Yes.
where we at?
So we had 9, 10, and 11.
So where Destiny is concerned, I think I want to know from drop down in the comments. Tell me, are we here? Like, is when we asked Destiny to show us more, did we mean more of her dating life? Is that what we meant? Is
Girl,
okay?
I'm like, I had made a little reel about it on YouTube. I'm like, is we here for this shit? I'm like, okay. Then she gonna do the boomerang on us, and then come to the dang on what's the Fletch activities, the
Yeah.
Fletch with Will. I'm like, so you gonna be the pass around among the group?
Well, listen, I'm gonna take up for her
I'm
in the
not
sense
saying she
of I
even.
don't know that it's a pass around,
No, I'm
and I
not even
don't know
saying
that that's
that
fair.
she's screwing them.
That's the way it should be looked. Well, no, I think that when you dating
Yes,
now,
but we got. Come on, it's more people in Huntsville than that.
Well, I
I
would
think
hope
she's doing.
so.
I'm like, come
First,
on
I
now,
would hope
Destiny.
so. But I'm also saying Like, you're not committed to anybody. So
Exactly. But I think she's doing it for storyline.
it does
And
appear to be that.
so, and I'm like, Will, all he want to know if he can get in them draws. That's
Well,
it.
that's all he seems to be concerned with.
I'm like, oh my goodness. So we start off with hold on, let me get my papers in order.
Angela is over on YT. She didn't want to come on YouTube today.
Yeah,
Excuse me, TikTok.
yeah, I got the baby in my arm, and I don't think the baby could be on there. So what we got? Can we fix it? Episode 9. So then we have was it Trisha talking to her son Xavier at home? They're training, and he basically lets her know he's tired of the negativity. And she says she's going to try to try to fix and bring joy back to the family. I said, he the only one talking with sense.
Well, somebody got to have some. So here's what. I feel like Trisha and Ken, like with her going to see Dr. Francis and everything, like she's trying to pull out a little more extra. I think I'm already done with the Ken and Trisha bust though. Like, it's such a clusterfuck what's going, like, and I guess we don't know where Marquez what is going on with him, because they won't let him back on the show. So hopefully he is in good spirits and doing well, but the things that they have to work out, I just feel like it would be better if it was off camera.
Exactly. She
And
got a lot of trauma to work through.
Yeah.
I mean, you had your mom, your dad, and your sister die in your arm. I mean, it's a bit much for TV. I do like Dr. Francis, though.
I do like Dr. Francis.
I should let me go down there and sit on his couch and talk to him. But I thought, yes, it was some good scenes, but I think it should have been like, oh, Ayana, fix my life.
Yeah, for sure. Sure. So, like, because I thought we're going to talk about, because I'm saying we see her and Ken had a conversation. She starts to go to therapy. She's learning about this, saying she was jealous of the relationship Ken developed with the kids. I was like, that's interesting, like that you would feel that way. But yeah, good for her and good for them. But it's not enough to save the show.
Exactly. So then we have Miss Nell and Chris, and they're talking about Destiny, Twan, and with Destiny and Twan, and Chris says that Destiny is being petty, something like a Martell for trying to date Twan. Then they also talk about Tisha and Miss Nell's relationship.
Nell is reaching when it comes to Tisha, and I think maybe she's got the Melody protectiveness over her, and so I don't know, maybe that's the thing that keeps her in this space of having a problem with Tisha. But I don't know what Nell's problem with Tisha is. It feels like she goes overboard. I can agree with Chris about Destiny being a little bit petty. Like you said, like we just said, for number one, I do think you can date multiple people at the same time.
Of course.
I don't date multiple people at the same time, but I think that, like, it's okay. It's nothing wrong if somebody did. Now, being in the same group and bringing somebody along, you know what I mean, like to a group function that the other people know in the group, that's where the pettiness for me come in at.
Yeah.
Because I don't think I would put myself in those types of positions. So I agree with Chris.
So we end up with Destiny and Twan. So Destiny says she needs a bodyguard for her events to guard her body. I'm like, what the fuck going on at your events that you need a bodyguard?
I think it's her and that ex-husband. They be getting into it.
Okay, maybe so.
In court for some type of DV.
So this whole little thing was supposed to be, about it was a business luncheon, but they was doing a lot of blushing and flirting and stuff, giving the googly eyes, and He says, tell her she's beautiful. She says he looks nice. And he asked her, had she talked to his mama? I said, oh, he called her Miss Nell his mama.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, Miss Nell need to worry about her and Chris. And don't worry about her. So what you think about this whole little dating thing?
I mean, I
Wiggly
think I
eyes.
have a lot to say, I think Destiny needs a storyline.
And this is it. I mean, this
Yeah.
is low hanging fruit for real.
Hey, Miss Nova. Yeah, Destiny needs a storyline, and so she gonna date every man that come on there. That's available, single and available.
Oh my goodness. I'm like, okay. So yeah. So that's the whole bunch of smiling and cheesing. He called her Miss. What do you call her? Miss Patton. Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
my
Miss
name is Miss
Patton.
Payton. Get it right. She said, but then again, I didn't even know his name. So whatever was that. And then we got Ken and Trish again. And they're talking about their issues and how Trish builds up walls. And Ken is tired of Trish and all her baggage. She's a bag lady. So, he was basically telling her she need to get therapy.
He
He ready
probably
to go.
needs some too. And
Mm-hmm.
that's all I'm gonna say about that.
I think he dates
What
the
in the
same type
words
of
of
girl.
Kmart, Lexapro, I'm on 20 milligrams. I think you can get you some too.
Well, I think one thing too, when she jumped I don't know how long her and her husband were apart before she got with him, but she hasn't put an end to that, a period. And then this man is talking about marriage. I'm still married. I just don't, the whole thing just seems weird to me. Like I said, you said they need to be off our screens.
Yeah, for
So
sure. They need to work this out off camera.
yeah, so then we have Nell, Chris, and Martell and Lance. They're at Growing Smiles. We got Lance there doing work at the daycare. He said it's 2 nights worth of work. Martell comes to talk about his meeting with Marceau and his investment property that he's letting Coleslaw move into. So therefore,
Stop calling that
yes, I
girl
am.
coleslaw. Now listen, I've been telling y'all since the beginning that Martell is going to ambush these people with Ariane, and it is coming closer and closer and closer. But I bet she wasn't too happy. Now listen, I know now because every now and then I always pick up on the small little nuances that happen when they mention her, right?
Yeah.
And so we noticed that Nell brought up, okay, so who you moving into the property? And so he said, my old lady. So she said, Ariane. She said her name. Okay. He said, yeah, I'm going to go ahead and move in. Talk about it to help him save some money since he paying the rent where she at anyway. And now since that don't have no mortgage, basically you get a write-off and your, okay. And your mistress turned girlfriend, baby mama. I don't know how that worked. Into this house anyway. Then they show up for the game night, and what do he have on his shirt? None other than a picture of him and Ariane.
Yes,
And that's when
ma'am.
I said she getting closer. What, in the words of Beyonce, she coming. Okay,
Yes.
and Martell is creating the rollout, right?
Like Portia doing with a girlfriend.
Oh Lord.
Shit. I ain't never seen such a rollout right there. I'm like, dang.
That wasn't no rollout. That was a throwout like she did with damn Simon. She just was like, damn. It had the internet in shambles. Like, now what? Like, where did this happen?
Exactly. So yeah, so the Fletchers are planning a game night. Martell did talk about him and Marceau meeting up. He said, Marceau was trying to look pretty sitting there with his little cigar. He said, but he had out talks with Marceau. So had Marceau like, I don't remember him out talking Marceau. Do you remember that?
I don't remember him out talking Marceau, but I feel like what he means is he's like he's not the type of perfect person you can resolve anything with, right? Because every time you say something, he's gonna have some sort of rebuttal. It
Uh-huh.
won't be anything that is taking accountability. You know, there he's not a person you can end a conversation with. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
So that I think is his idea of out talking someone.
So they agreed to basically not to say anything negative to about each other. So the Fletchers, excuse me, they also brought up about Tisha. They said, well, will Tisha be able not to say nothing negative about coleslaw or Arion? That's a shit. They haven't sat down and talked, so I don't think that'll even be an issue.
I ain't heard nobody say nothing about us up until this point, so I don't see why that's an issue.
I don't think so either. So,
It's always Ariana on her. You say he's like quiet. It's always Ariana. Who is like quiet? Martell.
that's what she's talking about.
It's
Martell
always
happy.
her when she doing her Instagram lives or something. You know, she's always having, something like she has something to say or whatever. But I don't ever hear those girls talking about her ever.
Ever. They
Yeah,
pay her
ever.
dust.
Not one time.
They pay her dust. She's not on their level.
Right. Like close who? Like who?
No, you didn't call her coleslaw.
Who is this lady?
So then we go on to Marcel. Martell said he's happy. He ain't in the mess, basically, because you got Nell versus Tisha and Ken versus Trisha.
We happy he ain't in the mess too.
So, but Martell said, like Miss Nell said, she said she need to keep her name out her motherfucking mouth. And that's what Martell says. Yes. He said, because if they want to play, I'll play too. Side chick number 2 will be coming. So
good luck with that.
Girl, yes. But anyways, we at with Trisha and Dr. Francis. And he tells her, thank you for trusting a stranger with the private parts of your life. I said, oh, I like the way that sounds. So we find out that Trisha, she has 5 other siblings. Mm-hmm. Or is it 5 other siblings left? Because I was trying to figure out, I said, maybe she's the youngest or whatever. Because I was trying to figure out, like, what did her parents die for? I said, not go down this rabbit hole. So she basically states that she's an angry soul. And he was doing the comparison between an angry person and an angry soul. And she says usually how she redirect her anger is she goes to the gym. So that's why she work out a lot or whatever. Sounds like she hasn't really grieved her parents and her sister passing away.
That's what it sounds like. Yay for 10K. So
now we're at episode 10. And that is like a bat out of nail. I wonder who be coming up with these little headlines here. So we got Trisha and Miss Sharon. And girl, I'm like Miss Sharon and them damn tired ass bangs.
Yes, honey.
And they talk about the therapy. Ken and her going to her parents' gravesite for the first time. And that Trisha sees crying as a sign of weakness. What did you think?
I thought it was okay. I thought it was okay. Again, I feel like with Trisha and the opening up, I like that that's what's happening, but I do feel like it's just a little too late for me. I'm not interested in Trisha's story.
Yeah, I think it's her story. I guess maybe she would have came forward with it earlier, but yeah, it's a no-go for me. I mean, she was vulnerable, and I can see why she's guarded, but they just not good for TV.
No.
And that's all that is. So it seemed like that she was only good, not good, but the drama was when Marquez was on there.
Yeah, exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And I
So
mean, this is the only step for her story to go, but I don't necessarily, I'm not interested. Like I said, and I don't know, so it's funny because we can talk about the reality shows and we can talk about like um being tired of seeing them argue and different types of drama. And so even with this, like, this is not any particular drama. It is her sharing a part of her life and her story. But that's what I mean. I don't know if it's just a little too late, like I'm already like turned off. um but then I don't know what the alternative is either. Because what does that mean? Like, if they get rid of her, because here we are with Destiny. Like I said, we've asked her, kind of put out there, like, we want Destiny to give more of her personal life. And we see her kind of doing this, like, dating game, situation on the show. And it's like, well, is that what we wanted to see? Like, I mean, she is single, you know what I mean? So is it that far fetched that she's not dating? I don't know.
I think we would like to see her date other people outside of the group.
Mm-hmm.
Not just playing games with these men that's around the group. Because
Yeah.
you see, when she did come to, well, let me get past, let me stop. I'll wait till we get over there. So our next scene would be Kimmy and the ladies, except for Miss Nell. They meet up to make bath soaps and bath bombs. And Kimmy didn't invite Miss Nell, because Miss Nell is having her event that same evening. And she didn't want her to be tardy to her own event. So we got Destiny arriving there late. And I feel like Destiny's the bone collector, like Miss Wanda said. She's taking the information back. Kimmy says all the women, usually every time she tries to have something, somebody's missing. This time it's Miss Nell. And she said, oh, why? It's because Tisha's here. So here we already sparking it off. So then she tells them what Miss Nell has said. What do you think?
I don't, no comment. I mean, because I think we can get down to when they get to the conversation Neil has with Tisha and the rest of them. But yeah, I don't, Destiny, she's just playing the role that she's playing. Miss Nova did say yes, they want to see her date outside the group. But I mean, she plays both sides of the fence, and she always has. That kind of was the issue between her relationship with Mel.
Yes, but she also stated in her confessional she's tired of being the middleman. I'm like, you making yourself the middleman because you don't have to carry back what no one said.
Yeah, that's true.
You don't have to say nothing. You could just sit there and mum's the word. It's the damn thing. But she tells them also. Then they talk about Lance, and Tisha said, "Are you going to be a Are you going to be a stepmother?" And she was like, no, and that's what she tells him about Twan.
Mm-hmm.
And that was like, Kimmy says the rules seem to change for Destiny. And she don't believe that bit of information about that being his god brother is going to change anything, because Destiny's going to do whatever she's going to do. So, then they also talk about Miss Nell still like being upset with Tisha about getting up in Chris's face.
Oh, thank you, honey. Thank you.
So from there, that evening they go on over to the Fletch activities. And but the games are very competitive. It seems like a great game night theme.
Mm-hmm.
So we have everybody coming out. Kimmy did let Miss Nell know that they had an outing earlier that day. And she thought that because she was having that.
Well, technically, she didn't let her know. Technically, what happened was Trisha came in and made a joke about the balls. She said, "Oh, we're gonna do more balls or something like that." And so Nell picked up on that being a joke that she didn't understand because she's like, well, what is she talking about? More balls, right? And so that's what she had to disclose that they had gotten together earlier and made bath balls.
And I know Miss Nell didn't like that. Being
No, she did
left
not.
out.
Miss Nell did not like being left out at all.
And so they play a spoon game. Oh, excuse me. Before that, Destiny comes in and surprise, surprise, she brings Will.
Mm-hmm.
So I thought when you saw
Nobody even knew Will was on the radar.
no, he got into her DMs and she was like, okay, come over to this
Now
thing.
this what I'm gonna give Destiny a little small piece of that's a little piece of mind your business though, because while y'all married people worried about who the hell I'm running around here with, you bet now I will say that you better be watching out for the person you married to and keep tabs on that on that piece, not my piece.
Yes. Yeah, this baby is
I'm liable to pop out with anybody, child. You know.
girl, but the way Kim was looking, I'm like, okay, I'm pretty sure he should have known.
It seemed like he didn't. I mean, yeah, it seemed like
Yeah,
he
his
didn't.
face was just looking, the eyes all bucked, and I'm like, okay.
Yeah, surprised everybody.
Surprise, surprise.
Surprise, surprise.
So we have, so she comes, and then Lance comes with his date. Turns out his date used to go to Miss Nell's daycare.
I mean, and let me just say this about Lance and that little thing he just scraped up off the side of the road. Like, how is it? You gonna bring this thing that now where you done found this one at? After you got some random person pregnant who you didn't even know if that was if you could be sure if that was your baby or not. Like, dude, you the last person who need to be rolling in the place with some date. And that, and it just really kind of lets me know how women will date anything, like for real. Because what set of circumstances allows you to believe that this is somebody you even that you would date? Even showing up to something is dating. And I don't know what the difference between a casual date and then I guess casual dating just means you don't have a commitment. But at the same time, dating, I think you would be wanting to get to the next place. So again, a person who has that set of circumstances, like you just randomly you got this newborn baby, in your back pocket that's 3 months old, but you are randomly single and you think I'm supposed to think you're a good catch for me. Like, are you kidding me?
Girl, yeah.
Go see a therapist. That's who probably needs to go see Dr. Francis, that damn Lance.
He said he fine, honey. He fine. He was fine till we got to talking about what kind of girl is Destiny.
It's Destiny, right?
I didn't know she looked that good in a fitted dress.
Mm-hmm.
Martell said she a good girl. He's like, well, I want to know if she.
He didn't want to hear that. That wasn't what he was trying to hear, honey.
He want to know how soon he can get in them jeans, honey.
Right.
Girl. So, but they played the spoon game, which looks like it was a fun game. First of all, they separated themselves in teams. Martell and Maurice was on the same team. So it seems like all the very competitive people are on one side, looks like, and then the others. Because it seemed like it wasn't it Martell? No. Was Trisha on that? No, she was on the team with her.
I thought her and Ken was on the other team.
Yeah, they were. So, but yeah, it looks like it was a fun game. Ultimately, when they played the spoon game, it ended up being between Marceau and Martell. And Marceau, he cheated because he had a spoon on him. And so here goes Martell. He said, it is funny that Marceau was cheating. What he said, wait a minute. He says Marceau cheating in this game is very telling, is what he says.
Martell thinking he coming up with anything is delusional. That is what's telling, is that somebody believes you about anything. Like,
Said,
what?
Lord have mercy. But I liked how the men were able to get along, and have a good time. And here come these old petty ass women. So evidently, the producer then tapped Kimmy on the shoulder to get the shit popped off.
Right.
So that's the way I took it. So she needed to have the conversation had. She wanted Miss Nell and Tisha to try to talk. Neither one of them wanted to talk, but she pushed it. Finally, they both agreed, and then it just went left. And I really feel like, unless I'm missing something, I feel like Kimmy was dead ass wrong to tell Miss Kimmy and Miss Nell she would throw her in the pool for yelling at her. And I'm like, hell, you yelling your damn self. And what I saw, she yelled first. She got her voice amplified first.
Nova said, why did she... Do you think Nell was yelling? I can't get that word. Do we think so?
I don't think Nell was yelling. I think as their voices escalated, hers did too.
I feel like Nell had an attitude while she was talking to Tisha, because like I feel like it'd be three things happening at one time. Like you said, okay, the producers probably said y'all need to go and have this conversation. So Kimmy is the one that orchestrated getting them all in the same place to start this conversation. And Tisha was wanting to find out, and I think this was okay. This was an okay conversation to figure out how to have. She wanted to find out, well, how did we have a conversation and we want the conversation good? But when you are talking to Destiny, you are leaving with the phrase, well, she better keep my name out her MF mouth. Like that. I mean, that do sounds like aggressive. You know what I mean? Like, and I don't know, you could say that. It don't have to be she better keep my MF name out her MF mouth. You could still, like, it don't sound like that. You can still say the same thing. So I think Tisha was okay to want to know clarification, like, well, what were y'all talking about to make her say that, to Destiny. So Destiny threw it back to Nell, which was basically like, basically you're responding to why they left LA, which was about the baby being born. And so for me, this is how I looked at it. Now she has turned this over into this conversation is talking about my granddaughter, right? And then she kind of uses that. And so she seemed to be defensive. And I do think that she raised her voice first because Tisha wasn't talking to her that way.
I'm talking about Tisha. I'm talking about Kimmy.
But because
Kimmy got
once Kimmy inserted herself, Nell's voice was already raised.
But Kimmy was louder first, though. And then I said, did we miss something? Did they cut something out? Because next thing I know, because it didn't seem like it was that big of a deal for her to tell Miss Nell that I'm going to throw your ass in that damn pool if you keep yelling at me, and you're already yelling. And she escalated it first. From what I can see, and I done played it back a couple times trying to watch it. Between her and Nell, I'm not talking about her and Nell and the TC.
But I think what I'm saying is, so I'm saying that Nell's voice escalated first. When Kimmy steps in to talk to them, her voice was already escalated. So she instantly started answering, Kimmy in an escalated voice, at least in my opinion. And I feel like this is all kind of natural. Like she didn't do anything on purpose. Once you start, you know what I mean? Like if you there, you kind of there. So she turned, like, so you're right. The energy and direction turned to Kimmy once Kimmy was calling herself trying to de-escalate something. But it's like what I said about Tamar and the hitting. You put your hands on me deal. It's hard to go and tell somebody who already at 10 to come back down to a 2. You know what I'm saying? Like, and then to try to touch them and stuff. Like, even though your intent is not to escalate, those types of actions do escalate situations when they already in that moment. So that's what. So I feel like with Kimmy going to the, I'm gonna throw you in this pool if you don't like stop yelling at me. It was just a match of I gotta yell so you can try to hear me because now everybody yelling. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like you yelling now. I'm trying to yell higher. Now you yelling louder because also you telling me to be quiet, but you telling me to be quiet while you yelling. You know, like you can't. That's gonna be hard to do. Like even if you had to yell to talk over me, by this time you yelling, which that's where they was at with it.
Yeah, so I think Kimmy was wrong.
Going back to Nell is the first person that raised her voice overall, and I mean, and yeah, whether she was right to or not, fine, but she was the one that did
it. I feel like that Kimmy, who was supposed to be like the middleman peacemaker lady, I guess that person in the middle who always becomes the person who ends up fighting when they're trying to break up something. She definitely escalated everything. Said she's gonna throw Miss Nell ass, dunk her ass in the pool. And I feel like that was way overly more aggressive than anything that anybody has said.
Well, it was for sure.
So for you to be a person who is supposed to keep things calm, this was all the way. I felt like, okay, yeah, you triggered because she's yelling because your daddy used to beat your mama ass and yell around the house. What they got to do with today?
Marilyn said, yes, Nell did it first. You say what they got to do with today? No, I think she was just explaining why she went to I'm gonna throw your ass in the pool if you don't stop yelling.
It still didn't make sense. Because you wanted to have the conversation. Y'all know how this shit usually go. Anyways, we're not, she's not new to this. She know how the shit gonna go. Nell's a short person. So if you start talking crazy to me, yes, I'm gonna fucking get loud. I'm short. Hell yeah, I am. So if I feel like, whether I feel like Nell did say that talked about the grandbaby, knew she fucked up and didn't want to talk about it no more. That's why she said, I owe you nothing. Okay, we all know what she said to Kimmy and Tisha. But I think to make it go as far as Kimmy went with it, I think it was no call for that. No need for it at all. That's why she did apologize, which I did appreciate. But we see this is probably going to be something that's going to keep on going on now.
Right. Well, I agree. I feel like between Nell and Scott 1.0 and 2.0, I do think that Nell feel like there is some sort of hierarchy. And for me, that's what it felt like when Kimmy said, I'm going to throw you in the pool if you don't stop yelling at me. It felt like she was pulling rank. That's what it felt like. But I don't know. And like, I think that's why Nell gets so upset is because she feels like they pulling rank on her. Because they the two Scotts, you know what I mean? Like and you figure like from the original cast, like it's no more Holt, you know what I mean? Like even though Martell Holt is there, it's not the Holts and then the Scotts, like it's just the Scotts. And so it feels to me that Nell can be taking things way personal that she doesn't need to take personal. And I feel like part of that is the reason. And it looked like to me, Kimmy was pulling rank on her about the yelling.
Yeah, because if we already yelling, you ain't gonna sit and tell me what the fuck to do. I'm just
and that's all I'm saying is like once you get to a level, like there are some things that just it done kind of got out of hand. Telling somebody to calm down, you know what I mean? Like those are the wrong things to say.
Especially when I perceive you yelling at me. I'm like, okay, if I quiet down, are you gonna quiet down?
Right. And even with that, that's like pulling rank too, though. You know what I mean? Because you don't want a person to go back and be talking about like, well, I told you. You know what I'm saying? To be quiet. Right.
I chin checked her ass because I was
Exactly.
No, bitch, you not.
Exactly. And that's where it begins, right?
So okay.
That was good of Kimmy though to apologize pretty much immediately.
Tisha said it'd be a cold day in hell for she
But
apologized.
Tisha said, "You don't you even look over here, so you're not getting nothing from me."
So so girl, but it got to the point that Destiny's trying to break it up. She damn near fell. I'm like, oh my goodness. And Marceau says, you know, the men are remaining cool and calm as they navigate through complex controversies, but the women, on the other hand, just messy. And like I said, Kimmy explained that her dad was abusive and used to yell all the time, so it's triggering. So she apologized. Miss Nell accepted, and that's the end of that episode. And we're going on to episode 11, Wonderful Chaos. And we start off with Trisha and Tisha at Trisha's house. I said, look at Trisha in that black t-shirt. Go ahead, girl. I said, her little shameless plug. I like the shirt, though. I really did. So, you know, they're talking about their her and Ken relationship. And Tisha was wanting to have something where they go and visit her mother in Bethesda, Alabama, if I'm saying it right, for her soft opening for the food truck. But Trisha was telling her that she's going through therapy and she won't be able to go to that. I thought something about, was she going to Miami or something?
Yeah, I think they was going to Miami for her son's birthday.
So then we have, Tisha is planning the trip to her hometown, and we have what we got going on? Shoot. Tisha also was talking about the Fletcher's event, and was basically stating that where I would have gotten that from, because she did say something about she had to leave LA because of the girls' labor or whatever. And Tisha feels like Miss Nell messed up and wasn't supposed to talk about it, so that's why she says she's not talking about her grandchild. Okay.
Yeah, I think the same.
So then we have Miss Nell and Chris talking about the event and the almost fight. At the same time, you still. Oh Lord, girl, I got this baby just talking. Lord have mercy. Where am I at on my look, little boy? Sit down here and be calm and collected. Thank you. So then we have, Lord, my handwriting, I can't make out what I wrote. So we had Miss Nell, her and Chris talked about the event. Then we got Trisha going back to Dr. Francis for her second session. And she tells him she had went to the gravesite for the first time, that how Ken was heavily involved with the kids, and it made her feel jealous about the kids asking him for things first versus asking her. And she felt like she was going to lose her kids to him. And what did you feel about that session?
Yeah, I'm gonna skip past Trisha because I done wrapped her up.
Okay, let's go ahead.
But see, this is the problem with Nell. Like, she accepted the apology from Kimmy when she gave it to her. But then when we get back to her talking to her husband, now you going back to this slick stuff. And that's where the whole keep her name out my mouth and mouth, that's where that came from. Like I was saying about Potomac. You know, sometimes people have different conversation depending on what, who they're in conversations with. And so you can get a little bit more spicy and, different things come out your mouth. Not that you mean them, but because, I don't know, for whatever reason, the person you in conversation with that is the, you know, the vernacular or verbiage you feel like you need to use. That's what it seemed like with Chris. That's what I'm saying. Like, she needs to go ahead and be upfront about whatever her issue is with Tisha, because I don't like again, you accepted the girl's apology, but now you coming back and it feels like you double pack, like, well, I only accepted it because it was in front of everybody. You know, it's like, well,
Yeah,
did you accept it or not?
Not really. And she said
Yeah.
she normally don't do that.
Mm-hmm.
It takes her a little bit of
But
time.
have no reason to feel that way about Kimmy. It's not like, you know, Kimmy is a repeat offender to her, you know, in that sense. But yeah, that's the problem with Nell.
See, her and Kimmy ain't got into it before.
I feel like not for real. They did a little bit when they was what
On
did
the
they
trip
call
with
it?
Mel?
Promise? Yeah. And it was about the room or something like that.
Something. Because she was kind of being really extra about not getting her little name placard or card or something. Yeah, this little baby trying to learn how to crawl.
I think she was trying to tell because Kimmy and Tisha and was it Destiny? They was all supposed to be in the same room together, and Tisha and Kimmy, Tisha more so than Kimmy, was a little pissed off about it. And Nell was like, well, y'all just gonna have to get over it or something. And so yeah, they didn't like that.
Yeah. So I'm like, Miss Nell, we heard you say it, so I do believe that. And so I think this is probably going to be her storyline with Kimmy about her throwing her in that pool. She's gonna drag that one out. We have we got the girls going on a trip to Bethesda, and which is like I said, Tisha's hometown, to see her mom. And Destiny, so it's Destiny and Kimmy there, and Kimmy brings her pillow. So Tisha sneaks it back. She's like, ain't no sleeping on this trip. We about to have shots to have a good time. So they said it was shot o'clock. So they get to Miss Wanda's soft opening. And what do you think about Tisha gonna sick her mama on Miss Nell?
You know, I feel like it's a bad idea. I thought it was funny that they went back and got Miss Wanda, because Wanda had not been on, of course, because Mel, and that was a part of the agreement. So now with Mel being gone, they went right back on to go get Miss Wanda. It's not a good idea, but I don't know. Would that spice it up? Maybe. But it's not a good idea.
Because then Miss Nell just went ahead and flipped the script on their asses and was asking about it. She's like, because what she say, honey, I wrote it all down too. Let me see here. Let me make sure I got the right damn paper. Because Miss Wanda told her, first of all, the fuck? I'm sorry. We go scratch out this next Ken and Trisha thing. Let me get over here. Miss Wanda told her basically, where's my other paper at? That if the man, if he think about it or something, he did it. I can't remember.
Oh, if he even looked like he can do it or something. Look like he did it, he did it.
Is this it? No,
that's what she said. If he looked like he did it, he did it.
Yeah.
So basically, what, you know, now this is where I felt like here go the country coming right on out in Wanda. Because I said, listen, dear God, please do not send me no man whose mama was raised up on the blues. And the reason why I say that is because they have a whole different way of thinking. The people who like listen to the blues or like subscribe to the blues, they date men who are married. Like the morals are very different, is what I'm gonna say. So, with that being said,
they just generalize a whole group of people who listen to the damn blues.
I sure did. I never did.
What the
That's
hell?
what I thought about when Wanda got to talking. Like, that's some old country bull right there. Talking about you not gonna listen if some lady come and tell you about your man. Basically telling her, what I heard was that a person could come and tell you anything and you're gonna take their word for it. And I subscribe to the belief, can't nobody tell me my life better than me. So ain't nobody gonna be able to come and tell me something. I don't care if you think it's true or not. It could be true, but I'm not gonna give you the satisfaction of thinking you know more about my life than I do. You know what I'm saying? So with that, I kind of, she wanted to push the idea that Kimmy should believe what was being said on this YouTube video. And Kimmy is saying that she doesn't believe the lady at all. And like I say, and Wanda, like, that's some old country bumpkin thinking. Like, that's some country bumpkin thinking. I did just generalize. She listened to the blues, I bet.
Well,
My last dollar on the fact that lady listened to the blues. And not just listen, honey. She going to the concert. She know the people. She sang the songs.
she said that's why she's not with her husband now.
Huh? And that is what she said. Some lady came and knocked on her door and told her husband was cheating on her, and she left her husband.
Cause let me see here. Where am I at? Because I wanted to go back onto something where Tisha talked about it being 2025. Okay, this is when they're on the bus and they're talking about it, her or the sprinter, and they were talking about Marceau and the situation, and she was like, look at me. Basically, popping her shit. I ain't got nothing to worry about no other woman. I thought to myself, I bet you Halle Berry and Beyonce thought the same thing too.
No, well, here's what I got to say.
Let me finish.
Go ahead.
Because if your man is a dog, he's a dog, and a dog does what a dog do: lay up with a bitch. Maybe her man is not a dog, but look at me has nothing to do with a man messing around with another woman. If that's what he's gonna do. You can be the prettiest thing in the world, and he's still going to mess around if that's what he's going to do.
She better pop her shit. Because one thing about it, if your man don't have you walking around thinking, look at me, I don't ever have to worry about a bitch, then you with the wrong fucking man.
I'm not saying that. Her thing should have been, I know my man. Look at me. Looks change. Looks change.
For me, that is what she was saying. And I think she was right to say that, because at this point, we had all seen that video. And I would agree. Look at that girl. Nobody did believe her. Part of why we didn't believe her is look at her. And not to say, we know that men, when they cheat, we know that generally it feels like they cheat down, right? So we're not saying like that when somebody cheat, they go get somebody, that's a caliber up over their wife or something. No, but even still, look at that lady. That lady they didn't even look like they would be in the same room together unless she was a worker. Like, you would have to be a worker to be in the same room with me. You got to be one of the workers, because you didn't get there no other way. Either way, so my point really is that your man should really have you in that way. And it is like, look at me. You gonna take her word over like my word? And at the same time, I don't like with the last part she put on there. I ain't never got to worry about no other female. And then that's when they say, well, let's change the story. And that's what I said. That's right, Tisha. Pop your shit. Because whether he's cheating or not, that ain't even on the table no more. Simply because where is the proof? Where is it at? That's the one thing Martell keeps forgetting in his saga of everybody is against Martell. He forgets that his teeth fell out the closet. Nobody went and pulled that out. None of your friends went and had anybody on their YouTube channel, disclosing that they had been out on a date with you. That didn't happen. You did that to your friends. They didn't do that to you. And to this day, ain't nobody came. And like I said, and that person he pulled out, it was like, go ahead and try again, buddy, because nobody believes her. And maybe she's telling the truth. That's a shame because nobody believes her. That's a shame if she is telling the truth because nobody believes you. And so that's where we are. So that's right, teacher. Pop your shit. Let them know you ain't worried about me another bitch. Cause that means all these hoes on Instagram gonna jump in my DM, my friend DM, my whoever DM. Let you already know I ain't worried about you, ho. So he did not take a side chick to Africa, not with that type of
girl. Please, he was there with a whole fucking woman. I stand by that. She could be the loser if she want to.
Well, you better be. One thing for me, I don't want to be married to no man who got if another female can come to me and make me question my man, we got a whole other problem going on. And it ain't got shit to do with whatever y'all.
But anywhere in the world, I just don't feel like that your spouse needs to go to another country for a week or so without you.
I don't disagree.
I mean, it feeds into the rumors that they were already having about it. I can see if they didn't have none of these things going on. He went there with who? Just by himself?
But all I'm saying is, if it was something to it, I feel like we would know it. Now that's a sneaky beast right there that's able to have these type of rumors follow him for the amount of time and not one iota of a truth come out, not one little bit. That's a sneaky beast.
Or did it? I put it like this: whatever Marceau is doing,
he is good at it.
And he built her house on the hill. But my whole thing was because I feel like that her and Kimmy are saying, because they don't find that woman attractive, that it's no way in the world he could have messed with her. And I'm saying to myself, or to just looking at them, hey, if we went back, because they act like this was long before, maybe the lady had a rough life or whatever. The picture they showed of her, she was a nice lady.
Maybe that lady been bought and sold into
she had a rough go at it. But the picture they showed, she looked like a video vixen. So I don't know. I
don't remember seeing no picture of her.
I've seen pictures. Girl, they dug them up.
Video vixen. But this is what I'm going to say too. Maybe it's not necessarily the girl and her looks, even though I'm going there with it. More so than the story. Like I have said this before, like even the story she gave, it was so juvenile, because I can't even say what far-fetched is, in a sense of maybe people have experienced things that I've never experienced. So I don't know, what's like in the realm of truth and not truth. But what I am saying is that it sounded so juvenile that I can't imagine those two grown men. Now, if you went all the way back to their college days or something, okay, fine. I could see two fellas doing the things that she described, but two grown ass men who are brothers, no. Yeah, no.
And Miss Wanda brings it all back up.
And that's why we looking at her crazy. That's why I said at least I'm looking at her crazy, like this old country bumpkin right here. Because of course you would if you subscribe to them blues and all of that type of stuff. Then yeah, you're right. You believe all of that far-fetched craziness. But yeah, I thought, like I said, it's not even about if the possibility exists. Of course, the possibility exists, but it's what she was describing. Like, these men are way too old to be doing what you just described, at least in my opinion. Now, again, I could be totally wrong about that, but
I always told Mama, people ain't like you are. So my mom. So yeah, what I seen something like that firsthand when I was in the military.
All my people though. See, that's what I'm not saying that it don't happen.
No, she was older.
In their 40s act like that.
But this supposed to happen 10 years ago. They would have been in their 30s. This lady I see do it.
Wait a minute. You mean to tell me that also she called herself? See, that's where the story just get worse and worse. You tell her, no, straight up. You mean to tell me she sat on YouTube depicting a story that was a decade old? Oh, hell no.
Yes, it was supposed to be.
Yeah, girl.
Yes.
Girl.
That's why people went and dug up her old pictures. But yeah, that was supposed to happen well before, from what I understood, it was before the show even came on.
I don't believe her still.
Yes, I don't know. But yeah. But Miss Wanda bringing it up, Kimmy says she sounds like a professional blogger. She wants to know the tea, and she's trying to tell the young women, basically, if it walk like a duck, quack like a duck, it's a duck.
But this is my point. It ain't walking like a duck. That's what I'm trying to figure out. Like, what is going on in your head? What to you is walking like a duck in between what this lady got to say, and then the way these people show up? Where is the walking like a duck?
Girl, that's what Miss Wanda said. That's why she's single today.
And that is why she's single today.
That's what she said.
And that's the truest thing she ever said. That is exactly why. Because where it add up? Girl, that ain't even girl math. That's old people math.
And the thing of it is, the woman never came to Tisha. This was a Marcel production. This was a Marcel.
He has slept with 20 women. So, and not now one of them have come and said a damn thing. Not now one. Now, according to you, according to Martell slept with one girl. And we all know who that girl is.
And she so made herself visible.
But Martell slept with 20, Marcel and Maurice, they slept with 20 women, and ain't zero women have come out outside of, like I said, this thing they found under the hood of somebody's car. She the one that they got to sit up and say she had a train with two brothers. Like,
who says that though? I would have never said. I would have took that to my grave. You couldn't have paid me enough money. It had been millions and millions of dollars for me to say something like that.
Yeah, it was like nobody believes that. And again, and that's what I'm saying. It's like Martell wants everybody to believe that there has been some vendetta out to ruin his good name. Like, it was like, that was you the whole time, ruining your good name. Nobody but you.
He ruined it by himself. Hell, he told it on the show too. When he discussed about having those two phones. Remember?
Yeah.
I'm like,
nobody but you ruined your own good name. Nobody but you. And that's what his problem is with Marceau, is that Marceau don't shit stick. And that, like we said before, when you talk about cheating,
are we gonna call him Teflon Marceau?
Teflon Marceau, don't nothing stick, honey. Just come sliding off. Crisco, that's what we gonna call him.
Crisco Marceau.
Yeah,
Okay.
Crisco Marceau. Because listen, and like I said, if you're gonna deal with anybody, right? And if we are gonna say all men cheat, the one that you could be with is the one who makes sure don't none of that shit get to you. Fine.
Respectable cheating.
That's what we call it. If it's gonna be anything, it better be that, because we're gonna get real disrespectful when it come to the door. But I'm just saying, like, if it is to be said, and especially if you're gonna be in that mind frame, that's what I'm saying. Like, if you're gonna have the mind of all men cheat, then at least you can have one that cheats and it don't never touch your doorstep. If that's what it's gonna be. And so that's kind of what I'm saying with Tisha. You damn right. Get up, pop your shit, let these girls know, whatever. If you getting on your knees over here at 3 a.m, just know that house he building up on that hill, that's not for you. Right? That's not for you, okay?
I'm getting the house built on the hill, honey.
That's for me.
Not her.
No, and she needs to pop her stuff. She needs to let them all know. Do all you can, but you ain't never gonna get that far.
So she didn't put a pin or a period to this. Marceau is cheating. Because she said, look at me. In 2025, this shit is not cute. I don't find it funny. Don't talk about my man. He's building me a motherfucking house. He's a good man.
I agree.
Savannah.
Yeah, he's a good man, Savannah.
But that was it, basically, in a nutshell. And I guess Miss Nell gonna come down to Huntsville and cuss. Miss Wanda's gonna come down to Huntsville and cuss out Miss Nell.
You know, a bad idea. It's a bad idea.
I think so too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I know she's quoting scriptures over there, talking about respecting your elders so you can live out your days. But I don't think you need to bring your mama down. Just don't deal with her. I wouldn't have my mama out here fighting for me either.
No, for sure.
Bringing her into some mess that don't have nothing to do with her. But that's it. That's all, girl. I got to get this baby changed.
All right. Well, we are done with Love and Marriage Huntsville. Make sure you are subscribed to the page, share, and like this video. We'll be back tomorrow with
Married to Medicine.
Wives of Potomac.
Yes. What are we gonna do, Married to Medicine?
Oh, so I guess we can do them. What do we want to put them together with Potomac?
It's up to you.
We can put them together, or do
okay. I can do them like this. Have them. Yeah, we can do them together. Because they're coming on. So Potomac comes on at 8, and Married to Medicine comes on at 9. Yeah, we can do that. Give me enough time to write my notes and see Quiet and Simone fight and argue
again. Okay, another.
I'm getting tired of this storyline now.
Mm-hmm.
I really am. But yes. So I'm going to get myself all together, get him together, and so I can have me a Kiki watching Stacy tonight, honey.
Yes,
it's the Stacy show. That's what it is. It's the Stacy show.
Stacy show. I like that.
The Stacy show on Bravo. Potomac what? No, it's
okay.
Stacey.
I like that.
It's Stacy from the D.
and Giselle is running the show.
Yes, honey. Giselle is the producer, and Stacy is the star.
Right, exactly.
Oh my goodness. Because honey, she has me laughing all the time. And Kay needs to go.
But yeah, Kay gotta go.
We'll talk about it tomorrow. And Wing Angel to the left.
Okay, yes, please. Quick, fast, and in a hurry.
All righty, I'll talk to you guys later. Y'all have a great evening. Don't forget, Married to Medicine comes on tonight. So hopefully it'll be a good episode. And Dr. Heavenly is a friend of this year.
Yeah.
I hope the show is still, kind of.
I think it will be.
I hope so. I hope Dr. Heavenly wins.
I do too.
I really do. She seems very passionate about it. So I really hope she wins.
Yeah.
Give us a congressperson, kind of flip the house a little, to where the Democrats are in control. I hope she does win. Then, that's the end of reality TV for her.
Well,
but she's doing what the
I
Lord's
mean,
way.
right, yeah. Well, it's a small sacrifice, but
Yes. And she said Dr. Heavily in that thing. She did her polling, honey. And she thinks she may have it. I'm like, I
that's
hope she do.
good.
I really
I would
do.
like for that to happen for her.
Yes, I would too. So yeah. So that's it. That's all. We'll see you tomorrow, guys, tomorrow.
All right, y'all. Bye
Bye
bye.
bye.